Okay, we had another good physical practice. We're 5 practices down before the break. Like I said earlier, we're just trying to get our guys to learn to practice, to finish practice. I think that we've taken the steps in the right direction. I just got through telling our guys that I like where we're at this point as a unit. We have guys pushing themselves, trying to get better each day, trying to learn to practice, to hang in there mentally and physically, and so far, I think we're in a good position before the break.
What have you seen out of Sean White so far?
Sean White, he can really throw the football. He's very accurate. He's got a strong arm. He understands trajectory and just knows where to put the ball in. He's made some impressive throws, and I think for the most part, he's done a good job executing the offense.
Was there anything specific you gave him kind of between for this offseason to improve?
Well, really just to get more comfortable with the base offense. I mean, he did get some reps in the fall being the number 3 guy. So he has a good understanding of the base offense. It's just a matter of getting the quality of reps. He didn't get the reps, that a number 2 guy would get, and so he's starting to learn. And we're rotating a lot of guys in our quarterback's defense. We're rotating a lot of guys up front, at the receiver position, the running back position. And it's a little bit of a challenge, first part of spring to make everything right around him. But he's in a good position. He's battling Jeremy Hard right now.
What, Jonathan Wallace, is he working exclusively the receiver?
He is. Yeah, Jonathan Wallace has made the transition to receiver. He is in a position to help us this coming year. He's a smart guy. He's showing some toughness. Really, he reminds me, he's got some similarities to Cody Burns, understanding the offense, understands defenses, and he's got a good head on his shoulders.
As Kyle have gone through a similar change, Gus, why is Jonathan able to do it maybe even better than what Kyle was able to do in making that change?
Than who?
Kyle Frazier.
Kyle Frazier was a good quarterback. I thought he was a solid athlete at whatever position that you put him. Jonathan's had a little bit more time, in the fall and getting prepared here in the spring.
How has Tyler Queen done so far?
He's really adjusting pretty well. I mean, we ask a lot of our quarterbacks, and you're talking about a guy that just got here, and we're putting in the installation, fairly quick, and so. Overall, I thought he's really handled it well.
Because on signing day, you said it'd be best case that he and Shannon came in and won the starting job this fall. So this spring, is Daniel not doing any punting at all?
Yeah, he is doing some punting, and we got a couple walk-ons that are also competing right now. And I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, the best guy's going to punt, and so we're going to let these guys compete, in the spring, and then Ian shows up, and we'll see who the best punter is.
What's the latest in H-back? I mean, Cam and Chris Lay, are they kind of in the mix there?
Cameron Petway, Chris Lay's doing a good job. I mean, we're trying to double train those guys, H-back and tight end. Chandler Cox is another guy that really has done well, picked up things well, and but those 3 guys are primarily getting the reps.
I think we can't have Carl.
Cam Petway, what?
Do you ever play some tight end, or is he just?
Yeah, we're double training them. The H-back and tight end, even like we had Eric Smith before, he'd have his hand down some, so we try to double train as much as we can.
You think with having Carl back out there and more defensive line for that matter, we might see Montravius Adams take that next step where last year we saw him, he had that quick burst early in games and the team just started helping him.
Yeah, and Montravius is a guy that's played for 2 years and has, a lot of ability. And I know the coaches are pleased with where he's at. He's getting a lot of reps, and not just him, but our entire defense. They're learning to play extremely hard, and they're getting strained right now. And so I feel good overall about where we'll be at the end of spring.
You've spoken of leadership, also stepping up as you're replacing 2 captains.
Yeah.
Reese came back last year, obviously, but replacing Gabe. How important is it to see somebody on both sides rise up and turn into what the captain as kind of
Yeah.
who you want? Do you have a feeling as to who that's going to be on your side?
We're still working through that. We got some guys that want to be leaders, but right now, they're trying to really earn the trust of their coaches, their teammates. Like I said last time, when you strain guys, usually the leaders rise to the top. and that's one of our goals, to get done with spring ball and have some established leaders. But it's a process, and it's something that's got to be consistent. A leader has to do it every day. So we're in the process of figuring all those things out.
How is Marcus Davis coming along, and what do you think his potential could be?
Yeah, Marcus Davis is one of the more reliable players that we have on offense. He just does a lot of things right. He's made some big plays for us, and I really believe this will be his year to take that next step. Really is a very reliable player.
When you look at the offense and maybe doing more screens and balls and things of that sort, do you think that opens the door for guys like Marcus a little bit more?
Well, I think overall, we will have an emphasis on throwing the ball down the field, vertically down the field, and doing some things on the perimeter, and so, our receivers will get plenty of chances.
Is Chris Frost kind of a natural leader for you guys?
Chris, he brings great energy, great effort. He is a guy that has played a lot of football, that, is in position to step up as a leader.
You talked about today's practice. How was it, and what was your focus today?
Yeah, it was a padded practice. We're doing the half line, we're doing the inside, we're doing the team versus defense. I mean, we're getting after it, and like I said earlier, we're going old school, trying to get our edge back, get our guys to bite, and like I said, I think they've gotten better each practice, and overall, I feel good about where we're at. After 5 practices, regarding that, learn to fight through and finish practice.
Will you continue that kind of mindset?
Yes,
next August?
yes, no doubt.
How delicate is that balance? Because obviously you guys weren't as fit as you are right now in previous seasons of practice. How do you balance
Yeah,
that?
it's delicate. There's no doubt. But, we got a new defense coordinator in, trying to establish his standards. We got a lot of new guys on offense, and so we're letting guys compete. And we're being very physical, and that's the way you can evaluate them. And the bottom line is getting our edge back. And so that's the most important thing.
When we talked to Carl last week, he's got the ability to kind of recall specific plays and things he's seen from other guys. Is that kind of rare for a defensive end to be that cerebral about the game?
He's got a football mind. Football is very important to him. He's got a football mind. He sees things, and he's a special player.
I was going to ask, what must have been like having Travaris and Lance out there? You've had 5 practices with them, kind of see how they work.
Yeah, I mean, they're with Will as the leader. I mean, they work extremely close together. They've got very good energy, and they're all on the same page. They're flat getting after it, and the standard's high over there.
You gonna get away from football for a while, spring break?
Yeah, I'm going to. A couple days.
You talked about made a speech today, right? Up in Birmingham?
Yeah,
Talk
right.
a bit about that.
Yeah, it was the Boy Scouts fundraiser. That's a great cause. There was a lot of people there, a lot of Auburn fans, and it was a lot of fun to be a part of that.
Get us to the end of stuff off the field, and when you're to the end of the stuff off the field in spring break, I know it's a very big weekend for you and the family. Just
Yeah.
What is the feeling of going through this, and how much nerves or anything like that do you have?
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I'm very excited. Youngest daughter getting married. Now that this last practice is over, we'll grade her film, and I'll kind of move on, to that. But I'm excited, and it's a big weekend, and really looking forward to it.
Anything else?
Gus, you had a few players that left in the off-season. The new NCAA guidelines concerning players leaving and then not being able to get immediate waiver for eligibility. If a player, say, went to a school that came up and they thought that was not going to be an issue, would you be willing to bring them back?
Yeah, I don't want to get into hypotheticals. I guess you're talking about Kahari Harding, and that his dad's extremely sick, and I was wanting him to get closer back, to his family. That's important to him, and so that was unfortunate. And but I'm disappointed for him, because Kahari's a fine young man. His dad's a fine person too.